Hey everyone, welcome to the Work Time Fun Podcast. I'm your co-worker and let's get started. Alright, as a preface to everything, I had quite a few drinks, so I'm a little bit buzzed, but hey, all good, right? All good in the hood. I'll be a little bit loose, so I really felt like making a little podcast. It's been a while since I did some of the episode ones, particularly the series about what are we on? Oh, Halo, of course, and of course of Moon Knight. I skipped those over because we talked about what's it called, the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and that was a little bit of a long one, almost half an hour, so a little bit of a stretch, but I felt like, man, that was a lot of things I had to say, a lot of feelings I had about that movie, and yeah. That's why I didn't include anything else. Although I did mean to talk about Halo. I did mean to talk about the last season finale, if it is a season finale, not series finale of the Moon Knight series. But I decided, okay, I'll hold off because that was kind of long. Let's talk about it now in my next podcast. So here we are, and yeah, let's get started again. Let's start off with, Halo, because I usually start with Halo because that seems to be the one that I kind of don't like as much as I do, as much as I like Moon Knight. And I'm going to be talking about all the latest episodes, the series finale of both. So we got the series finale of Halo, and we got the series finale of Moon Knight. And for the series finale of Halo, episode 8, what was it? Let me look it up real quick while I'm talking about this. Halo, episode 8. Allegiance. Okay. So, man, was this quite the episode. We've got Master Chief, and he's got himself a girlfriend now. Makee, the character that was made purely for this show, is now knocking boots with Master Chief. And because of that, it is the downfall of Reach. So, yeah, that's the gist of the episode, or gist of the finale. And holy crap. I mean, who would have guessed that it would have gone there? Actually, you know what? We had all indications to believe that it was going to head there, because we had Master Chief who took off his helmet in the first episode. We have naked Master Chief within the middle of the episode or series. And then we have Master Chief knocking boots, meaning, having relations with Makee. So, yeah. Oh, man. Overall, this episode, I don't know. It's definitely leading towards another kind of Halo story. A story definitely made for TV that includes a lot of drama. It includes a lot of, how do you say this, intrigue, and, like I said, drama, because you got to build up drama for shows, especially TV shows. Otherwise, it can't just be about war all the time, even though that's what we kind of want. We want Halo, we want war, we want, UNSC versus the Covenant and all that kind of shit. So, man, this episode was something. It's a series finale, and we're leading off with Master Chief, who, does he have a girlfriend or does he not have a girlfriend? Kind of don't know. I just know he has relations with this Makee girl because they're both similar. They can both activate the artifacts, and yeah, that's it, basically. So they have the ability to find the Halo things, which, according to Makee and the Covenant, is like to reach godly powers, and to the UNC, they're thinking it's like some kind of super weapon. And I don't know who's right. Well, they're both kind of right in some sort of way, right? But yeah, who knows? I mean, according to UNSC, like I said, they think it's some kind of super weapon, which kind of is. I mean, based on the game, since actually I don't even know, because I wasn't really into the games. I played it, but I really don't know. So I'm just taking everything that this show has at face value and just soaking it up. I mean, it is what it is. we all know what it is. It's just a different kind of show. It's based on the Halo series, the Halo game, but it's totally nothing like the game. We already knew that right off the bat, so we're in for a ride of whatever it's taking us. But at least it's finally showing what the hell it's all about, and not just are we doing the game? Are we doing some other thing? And yeah, for sure, it's doing some other thing, and it's all right as long as we can realize and understand that this is something different. Then we could all be in agreement that this isn't your typical Halo game story. This is something else completely different. And all right, so I mean, it's great that they reference a lot of things that is part of the game lore. So for all of you fans out there that love the game lore, hey, cool. Or not so cool. Just think of this as a show loosely based on Halo. That's all we're going to get here. You can't say this is a show about Halo, because it's definitely not exactly that. It's a show that is basically has Halo characters, but it's its own thing entirely. I mean, all the ages are different, all the backstories are different, all the ways that they interact with each other is different. Heck, the way that the main character is different. You've got a Master Chief who's basically got feelings now. Who basically, you see his face, his butt naked body, like all the time. So, yeah, right off the bat, it's different. So, enjoy it. Enjoy it for the show. Enjoy it for the story. Enjoy it for whatever it is. Because if you look too much into it, you're gonna be disappointed. So do yourself a favor, and hey, if you like what it's doing with the show, keep watching. If you don't, then I guess we won't catch you watching it next season, right? Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know too much about the game lore. I just know enough about it. But I'm pretty sure there's no scene with Master Chief and Makee both touching an artifact and appearing in some kind of other planet where they see the Halo artifact or ring or whatever it's going to be in this show. Who knows if it's even a transporter portal or actual weapon. It's something. I mean, heck, it could just be another way to communicate with those people who created it, right? Whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called. Space runners or whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called. But anyways, this episode, yeah, it's very story driven. Again, it's just trying to move the plot along, move in a direction of where directors, producers, it's showrunners basically want to show us where it's headed. And like I said, it's drama. It's a TV show. It's a TV series. They gotta include some kind of drama. It would run dry very quickly if it was just about a robotic Master Chief. Because let's face it, the game hero Master Chief is very robotic. He's a human. He's a Spartan, but there's hardly any emotion to him. He's just a soldier. He's just a Spartan, right? You guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I mean, he has a little bit of feelings there, but definitely not to the degree that we see in this show. Definitely not in this series. I mean, yeah, takes off his inhibitor chip. He gets mad at Cortana. He tries to kill Dr. Halsey. He gets very emotional about his parents' past, and he even freaking has a girlfriend now. What in the world are we at? Yeah, that's interesting. I was hoping maybe we'd see a little bit more action there, but hey, I guess for the main character stuff, they don't want to show too much, I guess, anymore. Yeah, but things go wrong as they always do. So, what's her name? Miranda Keyes, the daughter of Dr. Halsey and Captain Keyes. She translates this audio transmission that came from one of their ships that was attacked, and finds out that it was Makee who voiced the whatever, I forgot what it's called, Sangheli. Yeah, Sangheli voice or vocals to whatever transmission she did off the ship. And she said, "Oh my gosh, it was her. She was responsible for all those soldiers killed on that ship." And right as they were going to trust her to activate the artifact with Master Chief. But even then, Dr. Halsey had her own plans with taking the other Spartan soldiers to kidnap Master Chief and Makee and the artifact and get them away from UNSC. But, as always, things don't go as planned. And, let's see, Cortana betrays Dr. Halsey. I'm not sure it's really betrayal, though, because Cortana is tied to Master Chief. So you would think it's in her best interest to, make sure Master Chief is all good because that's where she's implanted. But at the same time, you find out, which I don't know if I was paying attention before or never, or it suddenly just appeared that Dr. Halsey's plan, kind of all along, was to basically inoculate, make Master Chief brain dead or like out of the picture in his mind, and have Cortana take over his body so that she would have a physical body to have. Well, I mean, I don't know when or where that was ever referenced in the previous episodes, but I do not recall that at all. I mean, do any of you? Please let me know if you do, because I don't. And it just threw me out of left field. It's like, oh, okay. Dr. Halsey's plan all along for Cortana was to make Master Chief brain dead so Cortana could take over? Yeah, okay. Fucking A, man. Cortana has more humanity in her as an AI versus Dr. Halsey. Jeez. Because, Cortana, just says, nope. Block Dr. Halsey and protect Master Chief. She warns Master Chief about her plans about those other Spartans that are going to kidnap him. And so he's able to kind of stop them. Well, actually, Kai was there to help out because, she had her inhibitor chip, so she wasn't totally mind controlled by Dr. Halsey. But of course, as Dr. Halsey figured out that Kai had removed her implant, so she had no inhibition, or whatever you call it, she had the other two Spartans, Riz and Vanek. Is his name Vanek? Yeah. Knock her out and basically handcuff her to the bathroom sink. Of course, that's not enough to stop Spartan. So just in the nick of time, she was able to save Master Chief as he was getting beaten up by Riz and Vanek, and pretty much saved the day so he doesn't get knocked out or possibly even killed just to get the artifact. Because surprisingly enough, even Dr. Halsey didn't even really care for Master Chief's life. She's all like, oh, we have Makee. She's able to activate the artifact. We don't need Master Chief anymore. Like, what the fuck? Oh man, Dr. Halsey is just ruthless. She's cold-blooded. Even using the fact of okay, I'm kind of going backwards here, but man, she used her own daughter, pretended to care for her, only to be able to get close enough so that she can do a retinal scan of her daughter's eyes so she can get back, control using her daughter's retinal scan, biometrics passcode thing, whatever they do there. And Dr. Halsey has no care in the world whatsoever, as long as she only meets her objective and is able to do what she needs to do. Jeez, yeah, man, screw that. But whatever, I don't know. You gotta have something like that. Of course, she had to be written that way in order to make this, there's, in movies and shows, there's the bad guy, right? We all know there's the bad guy. But then there's always this other big bad guy who's just worse than the bad guy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There's the normal antagonist. There's always the bad guy of the show. But then there's always some bigger figure in the background. And based on this latest episode, it seems like it's Dr. Halsey all along. Even though she's human, even though she's part of UNSC, or was, until this very end part, she's just looking for something to, I don't know, prove herself. or make herself more grand, give herself more powers. Is it power she seeks? Is it really knowledge she seeks? Or what is it? Because she has no care for anyone. She just only wants what's good for her, or what she claims is for humanity. But let's face it, she's only wanting what's good for her, right? Yeah, right. Oh man, so much to go in this show, so much to go in this series. Okay, basis of it, got that little confrontation, got that little thing going on. So of course she gets the other Spartans to attack Master Chief. Master Chief has to defend himself, tells Makee to go away. As Makee goes away, then Miranda Keyes runs up to them, says, "Oh, she's responsible for all those Marines' deaths. She's the one that called that distress beacon to the Covenant." Blah yada yada. Yeah. And then Makee, of course, they all have her right next to the artifact, just within, hand's reach. She's able to grasp it and then just do that whole EMP shockwave thing, whatever happens whenever Master Chief or Makee touches an artifact. And yeah, once she does that, then they disappear, or I don't know, is it a mind warp or telekinesis? It's something. So Master Chief and Makee are on that planet again where they see the Halo rings and Halo ring or rings. I don't know, I forgot. I didn't really see the details of it. But anyways, she's all like, "I'm sorry, John." And then so she tells him that as she's standing and he's all crouched down and he's all like, "What the fuck?" And then everything disappears. And then that's end of the show. Yeah, I don't know what to think. It's something that's brewing, something that's building up for this Halo show. And we're all going to have to decide ourselves whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I'm in it for the ride. I'll see. Yeah, I'm kind of vested in it. As much as I griped about the whole series, the whole show early on, it's kind of growing on me. Kind of like, you have some food, you don't like it, but you still need to eat food, so you just keep having it, right? Yeah, so something like that. You need to sustain your life, so you eat whatever it is offered to you. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this show, about this series, this Halo series there. Yeah, I hope series 2 they really lay on making a better storyline, adding a lot more action, and maybe, I don't know, just keep Master Chief with his helmet on or helmet off, whatever. Screw it, just do one way or the other, not just this back and forth, because I'm tired of that, man. He just needs to just keep on the mask, keep on the helmet, and do his thing, right? Be out there, be a Spartan, be a hero, save the UNSC. Cool. All right. So, yeah, that's my little tidbit for Halo series, episode 8, season finale. Probably, yeah, season finale. Allegiance. We'll see. We'll see what goes on for next season. I'm sure there'll be a next season. They did a season 2 of Picard. They did multiple seasons of Discovery. And the shows weren't so great afterwards. Oh, man. Yeah, so we'll get a Halo series too, I'm sure of it. Yeah. Alright. What about you guys? What did you all think? Do you agree with what I say? Do you agree with how I feel about this series, this show? Do you think this is really awesome? Or is it really crappy? Let me know in the comments or emails or Twitter. I found mostly on email, mostly on Twitter. That's what I usually check. And yeah, hit me up. Let me know so we can keep discussing this Halo series. Cool? Cool. Alright then. Enough about that. And let's move on to the next show. And now. Alright, let's talk about Moon Knight. Series finale, episode 6, which is Gods and Monsters, I believe. Yeah. And I don't know, man. This was the kind of worry that I had leading up to this episode, is that they had all this buildup of the story. They had all this time to get to episode 6, knowing this is only a 6 episode series, I mean. And it was rushed. If I had to think about what this was like to me, this was similar to Game of Thrones season 8, whatever the last season, I forgot already. It's just like that. Everything seems to just rush to get to the point across of what's happening in the show, what's going on, what's the resolution, and where does it move forward. It's kind of just like, hey, here we go. We need to end the show because we don't have any more episodes, and let's kind of just burn through everything that we had. And it doesn't even touch on like a lot of things that happened earlier in the series, from episode 1, 2, 3, like what you'd expect out of Marvel, because they always tie in like the earlier episodes, they always tie in earlier movies, they always put in something, and there was none of that. It was a straightforward, just okay, continue off from the last episode. Marc Spector or Stephen Grant, whoever persona, whatever, was shot by Arthur Harrow and presumably dead, except we all know that Mark Grant, I was just trying to say, yeah, Stephen Grant, or Marc Spector, Stephen Grant, they were on that afterlife process with Tarawet, and yeah, Stephen got stuck in the sand, and Mark went to the Field of Reeds, and that would have been his afterlife, so he chose, if he chose that. But of course, he grew a heart, so to say, and like, yeah, I can't do this, I gotta go back for Steven. And so he does, and somehow is able to free Steven, and I guess the god Osiris was benevolent to them and opened up the gates so that they could return to the living, and that's what they did. And in the real world, I guess it was kind of also, what's her name's, Layla's kind of thing, as she released Khonshu from his stone prison, whatever you call it, and was able to allow Marc Spector, Stephen Grant, to come back to life, essentially, using Layla and Tarawet as a conduit. And I don't know, man. I really wanted to like this series overall. I really wanted to like this episode overall. But I knew beforehand that there's just going to be pacing issues. There's going to be things that just didn't flow right. It just felt like it just got rushed to be finished, just for the sake of being finished, and to lead on to whatever needs to be next, whether that's going to be a movie or if it's going to be another season. Because I don't know. So a lot of things that happen in here just seem so rushed. I know we had the buildup of Layla always like saying that she doesn't want to be the avatar for Khonshu, but she ends up being the avatar for Tarawet, due to the circumstances, and that's cool. I mean, I have no problems, no qualms, no whatsoever, no problems with her being, the first Egyptian superhero, which is cool. Whether she becomes the Red Scarab or whatever they call her, but just the execution of everything could have been a lot better. Could have been a better story. I think they just rushed it. That's all I can say. I don't know. You out there, this is going to be a short one on Moon Knight just because of how I feel. I was kind of let down, so to speak. I wanted more out of it than what I got. I felt like it could have been another, 2 episodes to do this finale. 2 episodes to do a finale would have been more sufficient, I'd say. Even though I think there's still a lot more story that could have gone, a lot more background, a lot more just kind of explaining things. But hey, they did what they did. And it kind of makes me think it's because they got this Egyptian director who's fairly new. And maybe that's why they put a little trust into him. And, he did an okay job, but not to the same level as we could expect out of any normal Marvel director. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I guess. Or not. Maybe you don't know what I'm saying, and I'm just speaking, just nonsense to everyone. But hey, those are my thoughts. Those are my feelings. Those are my whatever of what I feel about this series, about this Moon Knight show. Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, I really wanted to like the show. I really wanted to like the series, but it kind of falls down. I mean, for me, it's still Loki on top. Excuse me. Still Loki. That's number one. Basically, it's closely followed by WandaVision, especially with the Doctor Strange movie that just came out, Multiverse of Madness. It's like basically that's a direct sequel to WandaVision. And I've already talked with a whole bunch of people who said that, man, they didn't get it because they didn't watch WandaVision. It's like, how did Wanda or Scarlet Witch or whatever become bad like all of a sudden? Well, duh, watch WandaVision, then you'll get it. You'll understand why. And that kind of reminds me that not everyone who is a Marvel fan or a fan of these comic book superhero movie kind of stuff or genre, whatever, not everyone watches everything that's available to them. And I got to remind myself to be conscious of that. I got to remind myself, okay, this is why I put content the way I put out, and why we have so many people that are like into listening to these kinds of podcasts, kind of YouTube, like different things about Marvel shows whatsoever, because everyone has their own take and not everyone knows the whole story, because not everyone watches everything. Not everyone sees every Marvel movie that comes out. Not every person sees every Marvel show that comes out. They just watch, okay, this one sounds pretty good. Let me check it out and see. Not realizing that, holy crap, you just missed out on all the previous movies and shows, the history of these characters that makes them the way they are now in this movie. And it's unfortunate. I mean, as much as Marvel says, they try to make these movies and shows like kind of independent and, self-sufficient in a way. If you really don't watch all the prior shows and movies and everything else, then you're basically missing out. Everything tied in. Like, I know we're talking about Moon Knight here, but then in a way, it's talking about Egyptian gods. We're talking about gods here. And then what's coming up about gods? Thor, Love and Thunder, which is going to be, the Norse gods, and then also apparently the Greek gods, Zeus and all that stuff. Because what's going to happen? We're going to get Gore, the God Butcher. The God Butcher. Hear that name. If you're not familiar with this character, he's someone who goes around and kills gods. And that's what we're getting in Thor, Love and Thunder. Next up, in July. So that's the next movie that we're anticipating, and next movie that I'll definitely be watching and reviewing. And until then, we still got a whole lot of other content. In the Marvel side, we still got what do we got? Well, not Marvel side, we got Star Wars side. Obi-Wan. Yeah, we got Obi-Wan that's coming up in the end of May here. Was it May 27th? Whatever it is. The end of May, basically. So definitely going to be watching that. So much hype. I just hope he gets executed well. Because, I kind of worried. Kind of worried with how Moon Knight was so, amped up, pumped up, whatever. It was advertised the hell out of everything. And, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the acting. I enjoyed how Oscar Isaac portrayed his multiple personality characters. I enjoyed Ethan Hawke as his character. I enjoyed May Kalamaui as her Layla. And yeah, just about how everyone. It was very well acted. It's just the story was not as well. It was, in my opinion, poorly executed for a 6 episode series. It just didn't flow right. It felt like, okay, we got story, build up, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, we got a finale. Let's wrap this up, fellas. All right, boom, done. I mean, even with all the extra scenes, okay, Yeah, confirmed. Jake Lockley. Duh, we all kind of knew that. I mean, anyone who kind of listened or watched the show saw that, okay, there's some other personality beyond Marc Spector and Stephen Grant. Obviously, there's another third person. And confirmed, it's Jake Lockley, who apparently has a Spanish accent. So, yeah, Marc Spector, the American. Stephen Grant, the British guy. And now Jake Lockley, the Spanish American named guy. Yeah. And Khonshu made his deal. Okay, yeah. Hey, Marc Spector, Stephen Grant, you're free from your duties as Moon Knight. Or your duties as my avatar. Oh, guess what? You got other personalities. We didn't talk about that. So, yeah, you're still tied. Your body is still tied as my avatar. Just not that personality. So, I think that's where we're leading to in the second season for Moon Knight, if we get a second season, or maybe a movie that they might be pushing for. Who knows? It can go either way. Although, I will say that it's cool that we got Moon Knight. It's cool that we got Layla's Egyptian superhero. Those are all cool, really good things. That's definitely stuff we could always have, use for whatever goes on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm all for it. I just really hope and wish that the story still is compelling, that the story still is something that makes sense, that it's a gradual build up to whatever show, series, movie, story, Marvel story build up, and not just like, okay, la da da da. Oh, wait, finish. Yeah. None of that. Let's have good stories. Let's enjoy these characters. Let's have fun. And enjoy what we got, right? Right. Cool, guys. All right. So that's all about what I've got for Moon Knight. It wasn't much of a real overview here. Not too much in detail, but just my feelings, I guess you could say. Yeah, I've had quite a few to drink, so I just felt like spurring this out while I was still up and ready and willing to talk about it. And yeah, that's what we got here. So, thank you. I hope you all enjoyed, listening to this podcast. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me. So until next time, have a fantastic day.